So as I was avoiding editing the Stranger Things video that I've been working on for the last 3 weeks now, I was scrolling through social media and I saw a post that said the new Avengers Doomsday has 30 confirmed cast members and only 7 of them are women, which shouldn't shock me considering the MCU hates women. Misogyny. Oh yeah, the comment section is gonna suck on this video. So we're having an Appletini day because none of this is scripted. This is literally just my rambling thoughts. So I'm going to try and keep it as coherent and on topic as possible. But I might fail. But you know what never fails me? An Appletini. So here's the thing.
Ugh, I hate when people say that. Here's the thing. It's so stupid. Just say the thing. You don't need to introduce the concept that there's going to be a thing.
The MCU has always had an issue with women, going back to the beginning. And this is not even just talking about the amount of women that have been in the MCU, but it's also always had an issue with the way it depicts women in these stories.
I can't have this. Kids.
Neither can I. You still think you're the only monster on the team?
We didn't get our first prominent female superhero character until Black Widow was introduced in Iron Man 2. And of course, she is the sexy Russian spy. All she does is sexy.
Did you model in Tokyo? Because she modeled in Tokyo.
Well,
that is basically her entire character, being mysterious and sexy.
I need your impression.
You have quiet reserve. I don't know, you have an old soul.
I meant your fingerprint.
Right.
Now, a lot of people have gotten really upset with me for saying that Black Widow is the first prominent female MCU character, considering Pepper Potts is in Iron Man 1.
Let's face it, this is not the worst thing you've caught me doing.
Which, reminder, the first Iron Man movie is the start of the MCU.
I am Iron Man.
And yeah, Pepper Potts is a female character, but beyond just being Iron Man's love interest.
I always forget to wear deodorant and dance with my boss in front of everyone that I work with in a dress with no back.
You look great, you smell great.
She doesn't have any story or agency of her own. Pepper Potts' sole purpose throughout all of the MCU has been being Tony Stark's love interest. So as a result, the first female character that we get who has agency beyond being a love interest is Natasha. And again, she is extremely over-sexualized throughout most Marvel films in general.
Просто одно красивое личико.
Вы правда думаете, что я красива?
You know, until they fridge her in Avengers Endgame. But it's okay, because she sacrificed herself. It's not fridging if women throw themselves in the fridge. Then it's feminist, right? Right?
Let's go, girls.
And until Avengers, we do not have another female character beyond being a love interest. And even then, Maria Hill is like barely in the first Avengers movie. For the first half of the MCU, Natasha is the only female character who is not a love interest of anybody. She is her own person with her own desires and her own storyline.
Is this love, Agent Romanoff?
Love is for children. I owe him a debt.
And of course, Joss Whedon fucked it up.
You still think you're the only monster on the team?
Like he does with every female storyline. In fact, I actually feel like under Joss Whedon's control, Black Widow is a perfect example of the Madonna whore complex. If you don't know what the Madonna whore complex is, it's the idea that where there is sexual attraction, there cannot be love.
Who do you want me to be?
How about a friend?
And where there is love, there cannot be sexual attraction. Yes, I know. Freud hated women. We all know this. Natasha is a perfect example of this because she is drastically over-sexualized in comparison to the other female characters who are there solely for the purpose of being love interests. And then the one time Natasha actually does have somebody that she has an interest in, he of course doesn't want her. Because you can't have love where there is sexual attraction. Natasha is there for sexy, sexy eye candy.
Hey, Sarah.
She can't have love. That's not the way this works. Also, fuck you, Freud. Gamora is the first major step the MCU had in female representation.
I'm gonna die surrounded by the biggest idiots in the galaxy.
Which is why I was really stupid that I didn't mention it when I filmed this video. Like I said before, this whole thing was unscripted, and as dumb as I am with a script, I'm worse without, as we can see. Gamora's representation within the MCU is a big step because while, yes, she is the love interest of Peter Quill, that's not the main focus of her story.
No! What the hell?
I know who you are, Peter Quill, and I am not some starry-eyed waif here to succumb to your pelvic sorcery!
In fact, that doesn't even become a focus at all until Avengers Infinity War. You know, before she's fridged. Around here, you might start noticing a pattern with the way women are treated in these movies. When Gamora was introduced, it seemed like we may have finally gotten around to writing well-developed female characters, ones who have autonomy in their own stories rather than just serving the men in their lives.
You know what? This is not Cheers, after all.
I don't know what Cheers is!
Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 is still one of the best movies in the entire MCU, and Gamora's storyline with Nebula about two siblings recovering from the abuse of their father is a huge reason for that.
You were the one who wanted to win, and I just wanted a sister!
Also, you should check out Lindsay Ellis's video on that movie if you really want to cry like I do every goddamn time. And while I am still upset about the fridging of the Gamora from our timeline, I do at least have to give James Gunn a lot of respect for doubling down in Volume 3 that as much as we like Peter and her as a couple,
I bet we were fun.
Oh, you wouldn't believe.
Gamora's storyline is not and never should be revolving around the men in her life. But unfortunately, that's not how the rest of the MCU sees the vast majority of their women. Just to admit my bias here, I am a Scarlet Witch supremacist. Okay, Wanda is my girl. I would die for her. Wanda is the first female character within the MCU that I honestly, genuinely feel managed to strike that balance between having a woman who has a love interest with that being a main part of her story, while also still allowing her to be her own person.
Look, we've all been there, right? Letting our fear and anger get the best of us. Intentionally expanding the borders of the false world we created.
They did try to sexualize her at the end of Age of Ultron, because of course the costume that she gets at the end of Age of Ultron just has to be the most boobalicious booby shirt that you've ever seen. Along with makeup that just really did not suit her face at all. They really tried to play up that she was sexy, and that's just not who Wanda is. And while yes, Wanda's storylines throughout most of the MCU do heavily revolve around her love interest, Vision, Wanda is in and of herself a person. I'm not going to sit here and say that female characters having a love interest is somehow anti-feminist, even if it is the vast majority of their character. It has to do with the way that that love interest is treated. Much of Wanda's storyline does have to do with Vision and her love for him.
I can't feel you.
But she is the main through line of that story, not Vision. By the end of her storyline, much of it has to do with her family, the grief that she's had over losing everyone she's ever loved.
If you stay here, you'll die.
I just did. Do you know how it felt?
Her husband, her children, and her brother. Much of Wanda's storyline is about grief, until they fridge her in Multiverse of Madness. Another act of self-sacrifice, because again, if the women put themselves in the fridge, it's feminist.
Let's go, girls.
With the conclusion of Natasha, Wanda, and Gamora, all three of our main female leads in the MCU have died, either been sacrificed,
Let me go.
No. Please, no.
or killed.
This isn't love.
Not a single one of them gets a happy ending. Now, Infinity War does give us a significant increase in female representation, aside from Gamora getting fridged. They seriously called that love. Oh my God. But the thing is the other female characters are also barely in the movie. We have Shuri, Okoye, that one assistant of Thanos's that just kind of had nothing to do.
Where's your other friend? He will pay for his life with yours.
And oh my God, is that it? Is that all the extra women that we are given? Are you fucking kidding me? Wow. I mean, they didn't even bring, what happened to Valkyrie? Where did she go? She wasn't even in that movie. What happened to Valkyrie? Wow. Just wow. See, it's things like this that made that scene of she's not alone in Endgame feel so hollow. Because the MCU barely uses their female characters except to suffer and die. Even if they got fridged after Endgame, these women still only suffer or die. And it is infuriating at this point that Avengers Doomsday, out of 30 characters confirmed, 7 of them are women. Only 7. Even if you count all of the female characters in Endgame that have any sort of line or significant moment, we got 9. We got 9 female characters way back in 2019. 9. And now we only have 7. And that is especially insulting because since those 9 women in Avengers Endgame, we have had so many more female characters added to the Marvel Cinematic Universe's pantheon. We had Kate Bishop in Hawkeye, Yelena in Black Widow.
Stop making me like you. I'm sorry, I can't help it.
Jen Walters in She-Hulk.
Bruce smashes buildings, I smash fourth walls and bad endings. And sometimes Matt Murdock.
Okay.
Riri Williams in Ironheart. Kamala Khan in Ms. Marvel.
Kamala Khan. No, sorry, I'm Ms. Marvel actually, but I'm from Jersey City and I don't have my mask on. Is this an Avengers test?
Monica Rambeau in WandaVision.
I never expected you to be the mighty Captain Marvel. I just wanted you. Not much.
Ghost in Thunderbolts, Invisible Woman, and of course, Shuri, who has gotten a significant role because she is now the Black Panther. But let's not forget that the only reason that Shuri is the Black Panther right now is because we tragically lost Chadwick Boseman. And I'm like 90% sure that had that not happened, we would not be having an 8th female character. So since Infinity War, we have either debuted 8 female characters or they have gotten a significant increase in relevance to the films, and that's just the heroes. But yet, we only have 7 women confirmed out of 30 in Avengers Doomsday. So you can bring back Steve Rogers, Tony Stark, or fine, Doctor Doom, but you can't have more than 7 women in an MCU film. And yes, I know everyone is feeling Marvel fatigue right now because there's... I spilled my teeny. I always do this, and only with the apple martinis. So yeah, I know that everyone is having Marvel fatigue right now because Marvel has released a lot of lackluster projects in the years since Endgame. But the projects that they have released that were significantly female-led were all good projects. WandaVision killed. She-Hulk was good. And you can kiss my ass if you disagree, okay?
Oh, you are way more fun than my last lawyer. I will kill for you, Megan Thee Stallion. Dial it back.
R.I.P. comment section. The Marvels was great. Miss Marvel was great. Black Panther 2 was so good that Angela Bassett got an Oscar nomination.
I am queen of the most powerful nation in the world, and my entire family is gone. Have I not given everything?
That never happens for superhero movies. So why is it that the MCU can't include more than 7 women? By the way, this is supposed to be them introducing the X-Men into this universe, and the X-Men have not 1, not 2, but 3 female members of their team who honestly carry the entire X-Men team, okay? Storm is a better leader than Cyclops. I don't give a fuck. It's just true.
You will not use me for evil, as you did when I was a child.
You don't have a choice. I'm in control.
I may not be able to stop you, but I can destroy you by destroying us.
But again, we have so many female characters to choose from, and yet we are only allowed to have 7 in Avengers Doomsday. That is a problem. I know everyone is like saying that Marvel doesn't matter anymore. It's not relevant. And yeah, while that is true, it is still important that the lack of female representation is there, because these sorts of things are a microcosm of what is going on in our real world. There has been a significant fight against diversity ever since Trump was elected. In recent years, since Endgame came out, women and other marginalized people have lost our rights. Women lost our rights to our bodies. Brown versus the Board of Education was overturned. Trans people are increasingly under attack when it comes to medical care. And have you seen outside? ICE is just picking up people in the streets and executing anybody who fights back against them. Keith Porter, Renee Good, and Alex Preddy. And unfortunately, just as I was finishing editing this video, another woman tragically lost her life due to ICE raids. Linda Davis, a special education teacher in Savannah, Georgia. May her memory and the memories of everyone else killed by ICE forever be a blessing, and may they rest in power. Representation in mainstream film and television is a microcosm of where society is at politically speaking, and that matters. This is a sign of how far back we are stepping. And it really irritates me the amount of people who are trying to say things like women don't read comic books, which is not true. Studies indicate that women represent 46% of all comic book readers. And the amount of people who say that women don't show up for women-led films, or that their women-led films are objectively terribly written. First of all, films cannot be objectively bad movies. You are allowed to have an opinion, but your opinion is not a fact. And I will die on the hill that Captain Marvel, She-Hulk, and Ms. Marvel are fantastic. They're just not made for men. And the real issue with this representation is not just politics, but it is also the fact that Bob Iger specifically has said that diversity in Marvel movies alienates the majority of the fan base. And that's not true. People keep saying that even if people want diversity, they're not being loud about it. The majority of the vocal ones hate it. That's not true. Vocal opinions about Marvel and the MCU are diverse. I, for one, follow a vast majority of diverse creators who are big creators and advocate heavily for diversity in the MCU. If you go onto Threads, Facebook, TikTok, there is an entire community of Black nerds and Black filmmakers who talk heavily about Marvel and the MCU, and their voices are pretty fucking loud. The problem is not that the majority of the loud ones are saying bad things. Because there is no majority of the loud ones. There's just the majority of the ones you are choosing to listen to. Nicki Marina, Straw Hat Goofy, Nikhil Clayton, these are big creators on TikTok who have talked at length about how important diversity is and celebrated diversity in the MCU. Nicki just does it funnier than everyone else.
You don't think I know classic racial profiling when I see one? You're just concerned for your safety, sir. Mine! Only one of us may or may not have shot JFK. Guess who, bitch? Get back in your whoop-whoop mobile and don't you even look at my man the wrong way or I will punch you so hard in your mouth that by the time you figure out who the fuck I am, you will be shitting vibranium for life! For life!
Even if you disagree with their opinions, if you still think that the majority of loud people talking about Marvel hate diversity, that shows who you are choosing to listen and engage with, because you are not making the effort to find the other voices. And trust me, it's really not that hard to find them. They exist. They are very loud. You are choosing not to engage with them. If you believe that the majority of loud Marvel fans hate diversity or think that the diverse projects are all bad, you are almost exclusively listening to white men who are, at best, a fake ally for marginalized people, or at worst, a conservative hard-right grifter who is only giving you an opinion on something he hasn't watched. Because that's the thing. Most of these people will review bomb these films before they've even come out. And you just eat it up like it's fact. Anyways, one of these days I will give you guys the rant about how CinemaSins is one of the biggest leading factors to that issue in our pop culture right now. But that day is not today. I am tired, I am frustrated. And I've spent 3 fucking weeks working on this Stranger Things video all about the finale and what was wrong with it. And I just want to get it done, but people keep pissing me off on the internet and stress gets in the way. Yeah, I wound up giving up on that video. We don't need to talk more about why the Stranger Things finale is a problem. We all know it's a problem, and I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it. I don't. But also thank you to those who subscribed to my Patreon after finding out that not only did I get denied for my student loans for my grad program, but also I got demonetized on Facebook. Those of you who subscribed to the Patreon really helped. I really almost gave up there for a minute, but you guys actually legitimately saved me. And I can't thank you enough. Let us hold Marvel accountable for their lack of diversity. Let us say that enough is enough. We want better from you. We want to like you again, but we can't do that until you show us that you like us and that we are valuable members of the fan base.